About 20 years ago, my very, very dear friend, Martha Cayley, was diagnosed with breast cancer. And most of you know, any of you who've ever attended a gathering event know that. But what you don't know is that after Martha's surgery and ensuing treatment, she invited a few friends over to her home, a gathering of friends talking together. And that was the beginning of an amazing journey to find an earlier detection method for breast cancer.
When we first started this 19 years ago, our scientific methods were very crude, and now the entire science has moved forward, and we've really helped by sponsoring grants looking at new ways to detect breast cancer.
We were looking for a test that would make earlier detection possible, and how important that is, especially when we know that earlier detection is a way to take care of this earlier. It's so important.
You know, I'm one of the lucky ones. There's not a family history of breast cancer. I don't have breast cancer. My daughter doesn't have breast cancer. So why do I care so much about this organization? Why did I pick Earlier.org to be a member of their board for 6 years? I'll tell you why. It's a passion and a compassion of the people on this board to make sure that we find a test that will diagnose breast cancer much earlier.
When I take that dollar in my hand or whatever it is that we're fundraising for, I can just see in my mind's eye the researchers thinking, oh my goodness, this is just what I needed to collect the data that I need to make this test become developed. And that's what I'm here to do. And I'm very excited about it. I'm on fire about it, and I will be until the doors close.
I do this for the survivors, for those we've lost, and for the memory of my mother, to keep her legacy going. I urge everybody to get involved and make a difference. You can do it.
I've been very fortunate that nobody in my family has had breast cancer, but it can happen to any of us at any time. If my wife, if my daughter, if my granddaughter develop breast cancer, I want to know that we have done our best to find that earlier test to give them the best chances for surviving.
Information's power. It will help pave the way for many discoveries and hopefully a cancer-free society.
My daughter and her friends get it. They understand that an early detection test is what's going to make their life different than their grandparents. And it's going to make a difference for all of us.
I believe that this organization has lasted this long in large part because of Martha's efforts and her, her passion for serving women and for helping to find an earlier test.
What has struck me over the years is that whenever she would talk about her battle and her organization, everyone she spoke to had someone that was affected by either a friend, a family member, or themselves had battled breast cancer. And realizing how many people this disease touches, how many lives this disease affects, it's just too many. It's just way too many.
I am a breast cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in my 30s when my children were very young. They were preschool ages, 3 and 5 years old. And it was a difficult time. It was challenging and terrifying, and so I would love to see an earlier detection method so that lives wouldn't be as disruptive as it was for me and my family.
A little over 7 years ago, we got the most devastating news of our lives. In those 7 years, my wife has had 6 surgeries. She's had both of her breasts removed. She's had reconstructive surgery and is, thank God, to this day, still cancer-free.
So today, I'm a 10-year survivor, but I've known too many women, young and old, who have succumbed to breast cancer. And earlier detection could make such a difference in the number of women who die from cancer. That's why I'm impressed that this organization has an earlier test as its single goal.
Everyone sitting here and every person that will see and listen to this video has had somebody that they know personally or through a friendship or an acquaintance that has been affected by cancer.
And I'm convinced that if we just keep funding this research, an earlier test may be just around the corner.
Knowing that my daughters, my granddaughters, and future generations will not have to endure the pain and suffering that I did through testing is what makes me proud to be a part of Earlier.org.
My name is Barbara Sohn, and I'm a 20-year breast cancer survivor. And I do this for the sake of my daughters, my granddaughters, and even men who in their lifetime have a chance of having breast cancer.
I really never thought that we had a prayer of a chance of finding a biochemical marker that would allow us to detect breast cancer early on. And now that really seems to be something that is going to be achievable.
We can really soon, now, find an earlier detection for breast cancer.
But we can't do it alone. We need your help. So please, consider this organization, consider its mission, and consider the number of people that you can affect in such a positive manner, from not only today, but for every generation to come.